Bonsoir à tous et bienvenue sur Pixel Barbecue TV. Ce soir on va jouer à The Raven Remastered, qui est donc la nouvelle version, la remasterisation de The Raven, qui est un jeu d'aventure, un point and click je dirais, qui tient davantage de la Christie que d'autres choses. Alors il s'agit d'un jeu de 2013 à la base, qui est édité ici par THQ Nordic, et on est sur PlayStation 4. Et on va voir un petit peu ensemble ce que ça donne. Alors par contre, on va commencer par faire un petit tour dans les paramètres. Et je vous conseille de mettre les sous-titres sur non. Paradoxalement, il n'y a que comme ça qu'ils les affichent. Si vous mettez sur oui, ça ne les affiche pas. Je suis encore donc sur une version pré-release, donc il n'est pas exclu qu'un petit patch tombe d'ici la sortie complète du jeu. Néanmoins, voilà, si jamais ce n'est pas le cas, vous savez ce qu'il vous reste à faire. Et on va donc commencer une nouvelle partie, comme ça je vais reprendre depuis le début ce que je faisais tout à l'heure. C'est parti. Donc vous allez voir qu'on est fortement inspiré d'un genre d'Hercule Poirot. Et enfin, je vais d'abord vous laisser avec la cinématique d'ouverture qui, vous le verrez, pose déjà un petit souci.
Thrilled, Miss Pendry.
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold? Harold?
Alors oui, vous ne rêvez pas, c'est aliasé et le framerate est assez catastrophique.
You hear me?
Surtout pour ce que ça affiche, hein, il faut dire. C'est pas techniquement très fou, donc ça devrait dû au moins être stable. J'ai baissé un petit peu le son parce qu'il me semblait que OBS me renvoyait de la saturation. J'espère que ça va mieux.
Shh, calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
A copper? What are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
Oh, good.
Vous noterez également la parfaite synchronisation labiale.
The Raven's heir?
Shh, turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
Do you understand? You and me, mate, we'll be heroes. All right, now, we just have to...
what?
Halt! Stop! You're under arrest!
Bref, voilà, après cette introduction riche en émotions, n'est-ce pas? On se retrouve donc dans un train qui se trouve être, il me semble, l'Orient Express. Donc voilà, on est vraiment dans un Agatha Christie. On va pas se cacher, hein. Notre protagoniste principal ressemble d'ailleurs étrangement à Hercule Poirot. Et il s'agit donc de mener l'enquête. Alors, je vais repasser ici parce que la première partie à 3D graphique, ce sont ces gens-là qui sont responsables de la réalisation graphique. Retenez leur nom. Donc, lors de ma première partie, j'ai pas été très loin parce que de fait, j'avais activé les sous-titres qui en fait ne se sont pas activés. Donc ici, je les ai désactivés et maintenant ils sont actifs. Hein, j'espère que vous suivez. Et ben du coup, on va peut-être qu'on va un peu mieux comprendre ce qui se trame, même si voilà, ils ont été tenus aux premières conversations. Nous allons voir donc ce que ça donne. Ça me semble assez bruyant. Voilà, donc on va commencer à proprement parler la partie maintenant.
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
Haha, you're funny. But you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
What's your name, boy?
My name is Matthew Miller,
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. But my mom and I live in England now. She's taking care of some rich old lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment. We're taking a cruise on a big ship.
Impressive. You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
Bah, il n'est pas belge donc, hein, n'est-ce pas?
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although, I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels. You do know these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah.
Cet enfant respire l'intelligence.
And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police, but it'd be
Nous aimons bien
better
un
if
policier
you'd
suisse et pas un
remain
enquêteur
secret
quelconque, on est un
and
simple constable.
keep an eye on things.
But monsieur, surely I can be of assistance, somehow. I saw a safe being loaded.
We have everything under control. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful
Alors
scenery.
on peut passer les dialogues hein,
I
à notre
am a
rythme
good-
donc. Ce qui est très
Thanks
chouette.
to that,
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that man over there is a violinist.
that would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Donc nous sommes d'accord, ce gars est Hercule Poirot. Hein.
Following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zellner. If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
Bah, ils ont dit qu'il y avait un coffre-fort donc ils
I
gardent un
think
truc.
you're guarding something.
Oh really? And what might it be?
Bah, je dirais un joyau étant donné que c'est ce qu'on a vu au début au début du jeu.
Could it possibly be a jewel that's making a long and perilous journey?
You're guessing. You can't possibly know what's inside the safe.
But if that were the case,
Then I'd ask you why the train wasn't crawling with police.
C'est un piège, comme ça on est sûr qu'il viendra le voler.
it's a trap.
You've got a vivid imagination. I'll give you that. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved
You won't.
won't.
I can help. And I will help. You're in my country. and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Your commitment speaks volumes, Zalna. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But how do you know?
Cela dit, c'est relativement propre.
Oh, hello.
You cheated.
I did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa, it was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either. All right, Matthew. I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe I can change his mind.
Bah non, ça va, je l'ai fait.
All right.
On est parti donc. Voilà, c'est pas fou techniquement, mais bon. Peut-être que l'histoire est très bien, je ne sais pas, je ne l'ai pas fait. Je n'ai pas fait l'original, mais c'était une occasion de faire un point and click sympa sur console, hein, c'est pas si souvent. Et il faut que je me lave la tête après avoir terminé Cube 2, que je vous conseille ardemment, un petit spoiler. Ah d'accord, donc il y a un temps de chargement pour revenir au même endroit. Ok, bon.
The Vicarage in the Mirror. A detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Webb. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage.
C'est un peu long par contre, niveau des déplacements. La fenêtre, allez, on va tout faire.
We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Ouvrons ça.
Would you be so kind as to close the window? I don't want to sit in the draft.
Oh, pardon.
Oh, pauvre monsieur.
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he.
Voyons ça.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violin.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
As
In that case,
Hop, j'ai dit trop vite.
I'm probably not one of the best.
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
There could be many reasons for the violinist shaking hand. Strained nerves, an illness. My money's on alcohol. It wouldn't be the first musician who ruined his career that way.
Very kind of you. Thanks. Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucio. Professor Edgar Lucio.
Oh, a
Un deuxième
professor.
suspect potentiel à interroger.
Are you a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say. So you were, shall we say, an eyewitness to the burglary 2 days ago?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh no?
was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
D'accord. Définitivement suspect ce gars.
Whatever you say. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train.
No.
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here? Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to... And now, please excuse me.
May I ask where you are going?
Ouais, où est-ce que tu vas, toi?
To Venice.
Comme par hasard.
Going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
Just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. Although I did spend most of the time in my...
I don't want to take up any more of your... But you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present. And especially the robbery.
C'est qu'il faut se préoccuper d'un cambriolage à Londres alors qu'on est dans un train en Suisse.
It's just...
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual.
Of course, Constable.
Bon, il y a un effort de mise en scène, il y a eu 2 plans pendant les dialogues.
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out some. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right. He doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum. Professor Lucien.
Yes?
Actually,
please.
Alors, il a mis le fait.
You can easily lock the compartment door from inside by...
But I didn't lock it.
Professor, if you had locked the door from in there, you...
That's...
I don't believe... It's no... The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it. Perhaps a thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment and locked it. I need the right key or a proper tool to get the door
Bien,
open.
qu'est-ce qu'on va faire? Bon, on va essayer de trouver, hein. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a à la porte
The
suivante?
little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz.
Ouais, on est vraiment dans un Agatha Christie là.
Yes, what is it? Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then close the door.
You're missing a purse. Was it...
At the very least, I cannot find it. Was stolen.
When did you... When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What? In Zurich, on the platform.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my leg.
The Baroness says...
What?
The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
I never lose anything.
Very well then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions.
I thought he was looking at James. Tell him to look for my purse.
D'accord, décidément les barons de pas toujours très sympas.
But couldn't we put... All right. First, the purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Alors, on va continuer, on va essayer de trouver son steward.
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever...
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady West. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time.
That's nice.
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure. May I ask what you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news
Partout.
for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine. Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice. From
Bah,
there,
décidément,
we
tout le monde
will
va
take
au même endroit,
ship
c'est
to
bien. C'est
Cairo. As
pratique.
you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see. As a writer, you must be very observant. I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago. Since then, most people just...
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing...
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage?
I did. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared,
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the...
Interesting. I'll have to talk just out of courtesy.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a...
But his charms...
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much.
Did you notice anyone else? What about the doctor or the baronet?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the raven? Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day, or will you?
Mais c'est moi, bien sûr.
There's something else. A passenger's purse has gone missing. I suppose you haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. As you know, I only deal with murder, not...
Have you asked my boy yet?
I'll go and do that now. As much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you seemed so eager, and this is it.
Oh, pardon, je passe un peu trop vite les dialogues.
Rabbit, even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
Bien.
An extraordinary woman. Talented, intellectual, extremely rich, and the most successful writer of all time. Yet, they say she can be difficult on occasion. Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy, but she does seem a little... I imagine she has her work cut out for her with Matt. And a
Ah, c'est son
difficult
rejeton,
boss, from what they
le
say.
gamin chiant du début.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
The little boy, Matt, he's your son?
Oh, yes. Has he done something?
No, I've already met him. Clever little fellow.
We always call him Professor because he's so precocious. If only someone could just drive the mischief out of him.
Did you notice anything unusual?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I was totally...
She's always got an awful lot to do, my...
You have to tell me if that's not all right with you.
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want.
So, nothing out of the...
No, Constable. Goodbye, Constable.
Bien.
think it's uncomfortable for her when I talk to her in front of Lady Westmacott.
Alors je remarque que quand on essaie de reparler aux gens derrière, on a toujours une petite phrase, hein, comme ici, vous peut-être essayer de parler à Madame Miller. Comment dire, quand elle n'est pas en présence de sa patronne. Ok. On va y voir plus loin du coup. Bon, je vais d'abord, on peut sauvegarder la partie. Voilà, c'est rapide. Ça mange pas de pain, on va dire. Parler au docteur Gebhardt.
Ah, Mr.
Zellner.
Right.
Par contre, c'est un peu soporifique à niveau mise en scène.
Tell me, did you notice any...
You mean, except for the fact... No. Is there any reason?
No. Just routine.
Constable, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Legarde is his name.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps...
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find...
Precisely. And I believe we both...
I do indeed...
A ruby was stolen in London. One of the legendary, the second jewel, an emerald, is both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together. It does make
voilà.
Wonder.
On a des infos au moins.
Any news about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best.
People were injured.
One cannot execute a robbery of... It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around.
That's your prerogative.
May I borrow your news?
You can take the section you're interested. Here you go.
Dankeschön. There's something... Do you know where the...
I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves and didn't bother getting back on if we don't crack down on vermin like them.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He's not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
I meant to ask, the Baroness is missing her purse.
This train is really full of the creme de la creme. The queen of crime is over the...
Have you seen the purse?
Unfortunately. Do you know Lady Westmacott?
Well, I'm an admirer.
Like so many others. I once read in the newspaper that only
I read that too.
She must be filthy rich. As a doctor, I'd...
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable.
Oula. Alors, j'ai normalement quelque chose. Journal, tac. Je viens de choper ça, on va pouvoir avoir quelques infos.
Luna's Drops. The calming herbal liqueur for women. A glass a day. It relaxes the nerves and maintains domestic
Ma pub
tranquility.
sexiste.
Luna's Drops. If you don't want to bother your husband.
Ah là là. Genre, ce type de pub quoi.
A story about the upcoming Oscars and Cleopatra's chances of winning. An incredible feat. They built the largest movie set of all time, and because of the main actress's many illnesses, several changes of director and months of delay, the most expensive movie ever made. John Surtees won the Formula One World Championship for the first time on Saturday. He also won the World Championship in motorcycle racing from 1956 to 1960, making him the only man in motorsports to win world championships in...
C'est intéressant, mais moi je voudrais bien lire le...
Too fast. Let's
Voilà,
see
l'article.
if there's any... Blah, 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 blah. Eye of the Sphinx. One of two priceless jewels. Old news. Shocking burglary. Professional thieves surprised by museum guard Charles Langley. Not really anything new. One of the two eyes of the Sphinx, a ruby that's near... The burglar was surprised, but managed to escape with his... That's the official story. But it says nothing about Legrand.
Ok. Bon, on va continuer. Bon là on s'arrête ici, parce que là je suis vraiment claqué. Et c'est vraiment très lent comme rythme, hein. C'est sympa, mais c'est très lent. Donc ça manque... Ici c'est vraiment, comment dire...
I strongly suspect that the door is locked.
Du point and click à 2000% en fait.
No, it's open.
Donc c'est très lent, ça manque un petit peu de mise en scène, un petit peu de trucs pour nous réveiller. Parce qu'elle est déjà à 22h. J'avoue que j'ai un peu mal, tiens, il y a un flic là-bas.
Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Ah d'accord, le piège le plus pourri du monde.
Put the gun down, Robert. If I may introduce Constable Robert Oliver from...
Eh mais c'est le mec du musée.
This is the revered Constable Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control...
Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Perhaps that someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap?
With an eye? An eye on its way from Zurich to Cairo.
Someone has done...
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can...
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train, as long as you're here in the freight.
Oh, really?
There is a certain Professor Lucien. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out?
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into...
Il joue un grand rôle, mais il a dit qu'il n'avait pas entendu parler du cambriolage, ou presque pas.
My pleasure. Constable Robert Oliver.
Ah, could be, sir.
Robert was there when the first Eye of the Sphinx was...
Why were you in the museum? Did you spot something from outside?
L'inspecteur Legrand me rappelle un présentateur télé français, je ne sais plus qui.
I noticed that the door was ajar, which was suspicious. And it was
Scotland Yard gave him a commendation and assigned him to...
a great honor, sir.
Baroness von Trebitz told me that she's missing her purse.
Baroness von Trebitz? Interesting.
Indeed, sir.
But it has nothing to do with our...
So, I shouldn't consider...
why not? But don't expect me to be particularly interested.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Robert, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any
Vachement
event, the
statique.
new Raven is a more dangerous man.
How do you know it's a man? Could just as easily...
Or several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new...
Monsieur?
Never mind.
I go attend to the door now.
Good. And, Constable Zellner?
Yes?
Don't bother us, unless you have something.
Of course. A thief might get anxious.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it...
Understood. An investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end. A box with a padlock. I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here.
D'accord, bon, on va revenir en arrière alors. Bien, on va s'arrêter ici, on voyait un petit peu le topo du truc. On peut normalement, avec un inventaire qu'on a ici, hein, voilà, pouvoir en bas où vous voyez, le journal, portefeuille, cachet, on peut comme ça en sélectionner un et le fusionner avec un autre, ce qui est plutôt pas mal. Tiens, pourquoi je pars Ah mais non. Bref, voilà. Alors, malheureusement, c'est un jeu très lent et on est déjà dessus depuis une demi-heure. Vous avez vu comme ça à quoi ça ressemblait. D'un autre côté, je vais moi avancer et j'essaierai de vous faire une capture d'une vidéo un peu plus, comment dire, où il se passe un peu plus de choses. Parce que honnêtement, ce début est très très longuet. Bref, c'était The Raven Remastered actuellement sur PlayStation 4. Alors techniquement c'est pas fou dingue, mais bon, c'est pas mal non plus. Et il y a le petit côté ambiance Agatha Christie que j'aime bien, honnêtement. Mais bon, on a un petit peu mieux, hein, si je vous parle de The Council qui sort mardi 13, ce sera encore mieux, je vous le dis tout de suite. Sur ce, bonne soirée et à bientôt sur Pixel Barbecue TV. Salut!